Hello and welcome to the Sacred Gates Healing Ascension podcast. Today's episode is just to give you some ideas around hand directions. And once you get more progressed in your energy healing practice, you can transcend these particular hand directions, which I'm going to show you 3 different ways to position your hand during training when you're training and practicing your energy work. So ultimately you can transcend these and experience the effect of these hand positions in any hand position, but it definitely helps at the beginning to have a little bit of a map, like a helpful road map, like you are here on the maps, which helps us to develop our skills. So when we're doing hand work, whether our hands are out to arm work, body work, whether our arms are out to the side, which I know my arms are really long, so you probably can't even see my hands right now, so I'm going to pull my hands in. But if you can imagine my arms, when you do this practice, you can have your arms out to the side. Okay, so when your hands are held up to the sky like this, and my arms are up, it's in any direction, whether it's like this, that classic like Google images where you have the woman on the cliff facing the beach in the sunset with her arms up like that, or your arms are out to the side. So whenever your palms are facing the sky, facing the heavens, what that allows you to do is to attune your being to the lighter frequencies, to the more celestial energies, to your lighter bodies. When your hands are facing down, whether you're doing Qigong like this, or like that, or again with my long monkey arms out to the side with your palms facing down on the ground towards the earth, that allows us to attune to gravitational pull, to the earth's gravitational pull. Yeah? And so you're connected more to that denser earth magnetic energy. You can actually feel the magnetism of the earth. And when you attune to that, when you work with magnetic energy, you'll be able to feel that. And then when your hands are just to the side, so just say, for example, they're just facing each other, then you are integrating. So you're attuning yourself to integrating either the celestial and gravitational energies, the sky and the earth. You're actually integrating your body and being, however you're feeling at that time, and also the energies that you've been working with. So you can spend some time in each posture or each form, so palms up, palms down, and palms facing each other, to help to integrate the practices and the energies that are coming through you. And it's a lovely practice to go through all 3. How long you should practice for, it really depends on your body mechanics, and from experience, I can tell you when you're holding a form, your mind gives up before your body. So, it's like when you're doing exercise like squats or standing practice or something like intense, your mind actually will give up before your body gives up. So it really depends on your psychology and how you can kind of handle the pain that can come up when you're doing a certain posture. But what I've learned is that as a practitioner, you do want to be able to stay in a posture, in a form, for as long as you can. And you want to draw out that length. So just say you start with 1 minute and you start to feel like it's not too bad, but you do start to feel a little bit of pain in your shoulder blades, in your scapula maybe, or further down here, whatever your posture is. Generally, with a lot of people, they'll feel keeping their arms up is a little bit intense. You might then progress, have a timer on while you're training, progress to 5 minutes, keep holding. And then you can stretch it out to 10, stretch it out to 15, stretch it out to 20. And depending on your goal as a practitioner, you can end up, I think a good goal is to be able to hold any posture for half an hour, so for 30 minutes. Now, if you're not used to that, you might be like, what, Illura, that's insane. That's such a long amount of time. I'm going to be in agony. But there is a kind of pain that comes from extending your ability and extending your mechanics. That is a really good pain. And then there's obviously there's bad pain, just like there is in exercise, which you don't want to have that. So when you're feeling that good pain, you're actually in the refuge and you take refuge in the form, which holds your body and nourishes your body. And that pain that you feel, the good pain that you feel, is kind of like what I like to call organized chaos. And you stay in that form, which helps to train your mind, and it contains your body inside the form, which is helpful. So the form gives us structure. It helps us, it's a house that keeps us safe and helps us develop ourselves in the safety of the house, of the home. Our form educates our body. It educates and allows us to train our mind within the form. That's why form is really important. You can't go from formless to form. You must start with form. And so being able to extend your ability to stay in a form for up to 30 minutes is a really good goal, because what happens is, if you can only and only ever stay in a posture, whether you're doing healing on yourself or you're doing qigong or whatever it is that you're doing, if you can, or Reiki, if you're only able to stay in a position for a few minutes, what that does is it cuts you off from experiencing the development that's going to come and that is waiting for you when you're able to stay in it for longer and stay in that organized chaos. And what happens is you're able to then lengthen and strengthen your skill and ability, your body mechanics, your mental mechanics. Like I said, your mind will want to give up first, and you end up strengthening and lengthening your ability so that you're then able to take it to the next level. And so someone who's already gotten to half an hour, to a beginner, they're like, what, how can you do that for half an hour? And that person who can hold it for half an hour is thinking, man, how can that other person hold it for an hour? And so we gradually build ourselves up to these longer periods of holding form. And we allow our minds, a lot of it's mental, the psyche, we train our minds to work within organized chaos. When we are able to hold a posture and endure and move through and survive, our mental body can survive the organized chaos, then we can handle other things in our life. We're able to move through other painful, difficult situations that before we weren't able to endure. It's a little bit like when you have a really great exercise routine and you're doing all your exercises and you're kind of like what they call like crushing it, and you're making it through these difficult periods of training, and you're lengthening and strengthening your ability to do more and more. You then feel awesome when you go to work. You feel awesome in your relationship. Things that you felt like you couldn't handle before are a lot easier. So it's a really great practice to be able to extend just your own postures and your ability to hold them. It also means, as a healer, if you're doing healing work on others, if you can only hold your mental focus for a very short amount of time, if that client requires a lot more from you in order to help them restore, you're not going to be able to give them the level of quality of healing that you'd like to, simply because you're not able to endure the physical experience and mental experience of holding a posture. So it's very important to be able to elongate and lengthen out the duration of your training, and it does really open you up to deeper treasures that are not going to be there if you can't kind of go for a little bit longer. It may even just be another 5 minutes, and you're going to get so much out of it that you just weren't going to get if you just kind of stuck to that area and didn't extend yourself and expand yourself into just a few more minutes. So with the training with the hands up, that's what we were talking about, hands down, gravitational, lighter bodies, gravitational, and then integration. So see how you feel with that. See if you can actually kind of feel and attune yourself to those frequencies. And while you're training, just one extra note that may help you if you're going to give this a try is that through feeling the transformation that is occurring, for example, the difference when you have your hands here compared to here, for example, when you feel the transformation and you feel what's going on, you actually absorb the ability. You are absorbing the ability. It's not something you can think about intellectually. All of these practices are transcending the intellect. It's just not capable of working these things out. So through feeling the transformation of energy and what's actually going on there, and not imagining anything, but actually being with what you can feel, and doing it again and again and again every day, you will actually absorb the ability that you want. So thanks for listening. Give it a try. Lighter energies attuning to, gravitational earth magnetic tuning to, and integrating yourself. Don't think about it. Observe, allow the practice to reveal itself to you. Extend on your practice a little bit more, time yourself, and feel good about the process of extending. One more note is that the pain that you feel, the organized chaos that you feel, as in not excruciating, agonizing, debilitating pain levels, but just that, oh my gosh, my muscles are getting sore. What's actually happening? The reason why your muscles are getting sore is because these stabilizer muscles are not meant to be used to do a lot of the movements and weight bearing and things that we do. So we want to be using what actually you're retraining when you're holding the ball and you're feeling that pain building and building. What's actually happening is your muscles are used to holding up these big areas, but they're not designed to do that. What is actually designed to hold up your body is the connective tissues. And what you're doing when you're holding the ball and that experience of organized chaos passing through your awareness is actually the process of the muscles getting really exhausted. And what happens if you hold the posture long enough, just like with yoga, when you hold the position long enough, your muscles get exhausted, and then your soft tissue, which is already being developed as your muscles are getting sorer and more tired, eventually when the muscles like just collapse and go, oh, I can't hold this anymore, your soft tissue kicks in and you have another level of your being supporting you, a much more integrated, and it's actually designed for that. And so that's what you're actually experiencing. If you hold the posture long enough, you will actually experience that kind of switching of the roles from muscle stabilizer muscles to connective tissue, and you'll actually feel that shift, and you will be transcending an illusion that you had mentally and going, oh wow, oh okay, there's a whole nother part of my body that I didn't realize was able to support me. I'll do another video on that. It's extremely important if you want to do to turn your body into the temple that it has the potential to be. There's a lot of areas that will be changing in your body if you're interested in developing your body as a vehicle for spiritual development, spiritual and conscious expansion, depth, and all of that. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye-bye.